Today starts with a viewer request. The last couple of weeks I've been show and telling many travel artifacts, especially coins and currency. Up to this point, I've focused exclusively on foreign coins, as in outside of North America. Today, I'll display some special coins from my home country of Canada. I think that Canada has one of the most creative and dynamic mints in the world. They really try to be on both the creative and technological forefront. If you're interested in perusing, mint.ca is their website. They've even forayed into 3D coins. That's the newest. But I'll today stick to the 2D coins that we're used to. The Mint tries every year to have special coins that they design across many different themes of social equality, sports, animals, etc. I'll display today a couple that show some lighter topics, because the other ones I have to actually find and collect together. One thing the Mint has done recently is add splashes of color into the coins. That's another example of technological innovation. Last vlog-ish, I branched into an entire dedicated vlog on coins, and that's something I'm looking to continue because someone generously donated a number of different travel coin artifacts. So I have some content coming through as soon as those packages arrive. But on the breakdancing vlog, I still want to highlight some things because I think that it's a fun way to travel while in place. I've mentioned before that during a pandemic or difficult times, part of being sane and being happy is finding activities that you can do that make you happy. Now, some would argue that those activities for an adventurer like me can only involve adventure, jumping out of planes, interacting with wild lions in Africa, smelling the eau de penguin in Antarctica, hearing the thunderous water of the various waterfalls around the world. Yeah, that can be true, but part of creativity for me is maximizing and optimizing under constraints. That's a very engineering concept, but it applies equally to life. Right now, we're being constrained by forces that are quite often beyond our control, or at least in the immediate future. What do we do then? What we do is what I'm doing now, which is finding things in place that motivate you, enrich you. For now, my travel artifact organizing has been that activity. in some ways, I now know the curiosity and wonder that a museum curator must feel when they encounter artifacts that have historical, cultural, archaeological significance. Except I think that what I'm doing is even more personal because all of these artifacts I've collected with my own bare hands. And when I think back down memory lane, all of these experiences are very sensual and visceral to me. That's my recommendation. I hope that anyone out there who might be struggling can find something equally as engaging. Sometimes I concentrate a lot on my own creativity, but part of creativity can be leveraging other people's creativity. So you can absorb other people's art, other people's words, other people's musings. I've mentioned before that Joe Rogan is one of my favorites because he's very similar to me in a sense. I have more of a scientific background than him, but I'll be completely honest, despite being an electrical engineer by bachelor degree, I'll fully admit that science and technology is an industry that requires constant updating, and underlying that process is a manner of thinking. Critical thinking, logical thinking, evidence-based approach, first principles-based approaches. These ways of thinking, I think Rogan has exposed to the masses via his guests. Rogan was one of the first major podcasters to platform many of the members of the intellectual dark web, the IDW. What's the IDW? Who are the members of the IDW? That's always an evolving question. I'd answer that the IDW is more a dedication to intellectual honesty, which means that as a scientist, you're always seeking truth. In seeking truth, you're beyond just merely trying to validate your own assumptions. You're really seeking truth. Sometimes that truth is sobering, hard, or contradicts your own life's research. But the problem is that you have to shove all those considerations aside and follow where the evidence leads you. Follow where the evidence leads you. Some of the IDW luminaries that I follow during this pandemic, Bret Weinstein and Heather Heying, evolutionary biologists, PhDs, they've been the academic, brave, courageous scholars that have contextualized our current times through an evolutionarily biological lens. I fucked that up totally. They've contextualized our current times using a lens of evolutionary biology. Okay. Really, I think they do themselves the best justice because they are both honest and accurate in their speech. Of course, some of the topics that they discuss require some background information, but I think less of learning as a formal graduate level degree program and more just learning because you're curious. That curiosity stems from the fact that I think evolutionary biology has many answers for us into our complicated world. remember, what is now manifesting in complexity started from somewhere. Started from that Big Bang. Started from fundamental forces. The elemental elements. Atoms, smaller, microscopic, macroscopic. So Bret and Heather really helped me contextualize how I understand the world. From there, you can layer on the neuroscience of Sam Harris, the psychology of Jordan Peterson, the biology of Richard Dawkins, the assessments of Steven Pinker, all of these luminaries, Gadsad, many Canadians, Depresso, they together, although they disagree with each other and I disagree with them, all have the idea that they're pursuing the truth using the scientific method as best as they can. Why they have credibility with me is that they have often risked lucrative academic careers to state what they think is true and state what they think the evidence proves. So, with that said, IDW, Intellectual Dark Web, they speak for themselves better than I could ever speak for them. Did I really start with the coins? Okay, now are the coins. In 2010-ish, when Vancouver was about to host the Winter Olympic Games, the Mint released an entire series of coins celebrating the Olympic history of sport with a Canadian twist. They also added color to our memories, making them more vivid. So, many know our hockey tradition in Canada, and our coins also reflect that. I'm hoping that these coins show up in detail. Okay, is this gonna work? Does that work? Too close. Does that work? Yes, I have problems filming when my face is in the shot. The problem would be then I have to downcast the camera and then upcast it again, which might mess with the structure and the rig that I have going. Let me try this again. You're used to me experimenting, sexually and otherwise. Okay, can we get this showing, buds? Can we? Okay, too close. There we go. That might be the best that I can do. This is capturing our gold medal in men's hockey. (2002) and women's hockey, 2002. Okay, part of the problem is that I also am too far away from the camera to be able to tell if the details of these coins are even making it on. I mean, this looks like it's alright, I think. I'm gonna have to split these vlogs up, coins and dancing, because it's obvious that whatever I have set up is only functioning for the dance. The coins are a completely different story, I think. Another design celebrates the Pacific Northwest, the indigenous cultures, and its animals. Many know that the Vancouver Canucks, our hockey team in BC, displays an orca. This is the minced version of an orca. I think that shows up, right? All I know is that there's too close and there's just right. And part of the problem is I have to invest time into finding what's just right. That might be just right. Okay, so that's a viewer request, some Canadian coins. I'm gonna have to really test out if I can combine some coins into the dancing, because obviously What the Fuck Wednesdays encompasses me and my mind on whatever journey it wants to go on. Today we covered everything from coins to the intellectual dark web to now dance. I've choreographed a new breakdancing pattern, keeping with my goal of a new choreography every 2 weeks, rotating between breakdancing and modern pop. As a side note, for those interested in proper professional dancing, World of Dance is back on, and I'm obsessed with a new dance team from the Netherlands, Oxygen. When you want to aim for those perfect tut 90s, these perfect wrists, innovation, accuracy, that's the crew that I've been watching. Now obviously this is day 137 of my dance progression, and if you think about that, that's really only a couple of months. For me to expect perfection is beyond what I should be expecting, but I also want something to aim for, and that's a dance team crew that's providing goals to aim for. So, okay, I'll start. I'm picking random music again, whatever is long enough. This one's actually called The Boy Got Skills, in this case, the girl. really messing me up. This music is too whack. I mean, the music itself is good, but I'm having trouble catching the flow here. We'll try this. My musicality is off today. Some days my musicality is just atrocious, and today is one of those days. Yeah. It is what it is. On the journey to progressions, you're gonna sometimes take a couple steps back. That's okay. Maybe I'll do it without the music.